Okay, I have a big reading here, and this is going to be a current events with regards to the US and the situations we're going through as a country and how the world's responding. All right, so first up, we have humanitarian aid. So, compassion in action is the most powerful resistance. This is the moment when humanity's better nature rises to meet the challenge. So, I believe that there's a good part of the population that wants humanitarian aid and a more humanitarian approach to be happening at this time, and we're feeling frustrated. What's coming up is an internal breach, okay? And this is hopeful. Not all in power serve the machine. Hidden among the halls of control are those who will not bow, those who stand for truth, freedom, and the people they swore to protect. All right, so there may be a case being built right now against these monsters that are, in power now. And there's hope here that this person's going to help. And it even tells us there's a hopeful future. So I'll get into how this all works as we go. But this is one side of the coin here. All right. This is one side. All right. This is what's happening and what the elites are trying to do. We have a surveillance state going on. They want this. They want the state of surveillance. They want it tightened. They want to use our data as a means of control. They want to cultivate practices of digital discretion and be mindful of the information you share. So it's telling you at this time, while we want humanitarian aid to go help people, they're focused on this. They're focused on more control. All right. And we have a power outage coming. So what this is saying, and I keep getting like, I don't know how it's going to happen or when yet, but the grid may go down for a short period of time. It could be like internet access. I remember a while ago we had like the Verizon outage where Verizon phones were not working. It could be something to that effect where we're not able to communicate with each other or pass on this information. So when the grid goes down, it exposes the fragility of the system we rely on. Whether the loss of power is accidental or calculated, this is a reminder to be prepared. So just, you don't have to go crazy. Just make sure you have some kind of drinking water, and maybe some food for, just in case. Keep candles on hand. That's my recommendation. All right, so again, here was one side, the humanitarian side. Then we have what's really going on. We also have, next to the internal breach, we have the spreading truth, okay? So this person may already be getting that truth out there somehow. In a world where disinformation spreads faster than facts, even the truth seeker must move with care. Share only what you've examined and what you trust and what you're willing to stand behind. So there could be someone behind the scenes that's trying to get the most truthful things out there that they can so that it's credible and it will stick, right? So with this power outage, we have Secret Hollywood. Now, this card to me is basically like the Epstein elites, all right? Behind the glamour of the entertainment world lies a web of secrets and hidden agendas. The influence of Hollywood elite extends far beyond the screen, shaping cultural narratives for control. So with the power outage situation, like even after, they may try to distract us with entertainment situations, or they could just be trying to distract us from the files and keep us from looking at what the truth really is. Okay? And then down here, they believe it's a spiritual war. So, and they want people to believe this. They want people to think that it's the end of times and whatnot. And they're saying the war is ancient, far older than modern crisis, and it plays out in both human events and unseen realms. The spiritual battle is the human heart and mind. Guard both fiercely. My interpretation of this is the remaining hopeful, okay? The remaining hopeful and being a human being and being a humanitarian and caring about the future and the people in it and the earth, right? Against the people who want to, have a surveillance state and the people who want to do this, population control. All right, we've already seen, like with COVID, how fast people can disappear. And now we're looking at what plans they're making to either reduce the population or make a specific type of population, and what they're going to do with certain types of population, which is really scary and not good. So what is framed as protection may conceal a darker intention. And the fact that this side is the humanitarian side, this is what's going on, okay? And then this is their side. So they want this power outage so that they can become the surveillance state. They're using this secret Hollywood to distract us and also to keep us from getting the files to have the truth. And they may use population control in some way. Now, that could be what they're doing overseas at this time, trying to get rid of a specific population. I definitely feel like this could be the ICE detention centers where people are being tortured and harm is coming to so many. That could be part of their population control agenda as well. The good thing is that our mission is to continue to pray for peace in the ways that we do. So for some of us, it's a spiritual practice. For some other people, it could be religion. Either way, if you're the type of person who loves humanity and wants a hopeful future, we have to continue to use our energies to keep the balance higher, because we have the ability to have the higher frequency, if you will, to vibrate at a higher frequency than this ground level control mentality. And we're going to rise above it, okay? It doesn't mean we ignore justice. It means refusing to meet violence on its own terms. You will call in a higher resolution, one beyond their design. So we will beat this system, okay? And the next card up is returning to nature. I've got this one before. And this goes absolutely together with this hopeful future. I do think that this will end, and I've said it before, by July, there'll be some changes. And I think a lot of us are going to come out, look, they're all rainbow cards. We're going to come out more at peace and more aware of where we need to go to be more humanitarian. Because the ultimate goal, remember, is to have that peace and that return to nature. All right, we'll pull one more just to see advice you can give us at this time. Building community. In times of need, your neighbors and local community networks are the relationships that matter most. The seeds of a new society will be planted on the foundation of cooperation rather than competition. And again, that goes with this return to nature idea, okay? And so many of us are starting to do this where, we look locally. How can we help each other? If there's someone hungry in your local area, how can you get them food? And if everybody did that, we could start to make changes that become bigger, because the ultimate goal is peace. No, we don't want this. We don't want death and destruction coming towards us. We want the peace. Okay, I also asked for clarification on the power outage, and I pulled cyber attack. Okay, a cyber incident may soon unfold. It could be a routine glitch or the opening moves in a larger game. Even after the systems recover, the trust they once held may be compromised. So that could be this power outage up here, what they're going to do. And that's, I think, to have more surveillance over us. We'll see. We'll see how it works. But either way, as far as the files are concerned, I think there's going to be an internal breach, and this will be exposed. And I think what they're trying to show is this spiritual war, and we're going to see that in truth, it's a population control agenda. Just remember, there's hope for the future because there's us, all right? We want the peace, we can build community, and we can return to nature. We have the power to do these things.